I'm really looking forward to today's topic because I think sometimes, as I've been talking to you guys, like marketing, especially on social media, we make it feel so overwhelming for ourselves. And there are a lot of moving parts to it, but there are things that you can simply do, things that are kind of, things we don't think about that are pretty simple to do that can have such a huge impact on your engagement. And we all know we want engagement on social media, right? And on Instagram, a lot of us were just hoping for bigger numbers and more bookings and all the things. And there are just some fantastic ways that you can accomplish this simply and easily that's not overwhelming, okay? We've been talking a ton about what to post on social media, the framework, the strategy, all the things that help you build your brand, increase engagement, and increase your bookings. But there are some very effective but lesser known ways to increase your engagement and bookings on Instagram, all without even posting. While what you post is super important, it doesn't matter if you aren't getting your account in front of people in the first place. So let's talk about how to grow your following and bookings on Instagram without even posting. All right. Two big ways that you can grow your following and your bookings on Instagram are optimizing your bio for engagement. We're going to talk all about that, but also networking within the platform. So let's dive in and talk about optimizing your bio for engagement. All right. Your bio is Instagram's SEO, so to speak. All right. It acts like a search engine. Okay. Like SEO, search engine optimization. But if you don't have your bio set up to take advantage of that, it will do absolutely nothing for you. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do to optimize your Instagram bio is choose an easily searchable handle. All right. You want to be remembered. You want someone to be able to find you on an Instagram search quickly and easily. I highly recommend using your name. But if you're someone like me who doesn't use their name for their business due to either having a super niche or an incredibly difficult name to spell or pronounce, which I have both of these issues, I recommend using your first name with your business name. So for example, my Instagram handle is @Becca_Rock Your Rebellion. Even though I've literally had clients tell me the second that they saw my business name, they knew I was for them. I include my first name because people are much more likely to remember that over my business name. And all they have to do is type in BECCA and my account pops right up. And the same goes for me personally. Anytime I follow someone with a cute business name and they have a personal brand, in my mind, I can always see their face, but I can never remember their business name. Make it easy for people to find you and recommend you to others, all right? The second thing that you need to do to optimize your bio is use keywords in the name portion of your biography, okay? The name field of your bio is searchable. Again, this is the SEO of Instagram, okay? Part of it. It's the little SEO for the platform. So if you put keywords your potential followers and clients would be looking for, it makes it much more likely for people to find your account. So for example, you might want to include the area you want to target and the type of photography that you provide. So you might have Orlando wedding photographer like I do as your keywords, or Austin boudoir photographer. This is something I've definitely been experimenting with because I've been asking anyone that inquires with me and or books with me how they found me and what hashtags they specifically used for searches. And surprisingly, my wedding clients have not been using Orlando wedding photographer or Orlando portrait photographer, but simply Orlando photographer. So I keep these things in mind when it comes to my name field in my bio. Now, this is a great tactic to help generate more traffic to your account and attract new followers and clients, all without posting, okay? The third thing that you need to do to optimize your bio is be clear about your niche statement. We've talked a lot about niche in our group. You need to be sure you're stating what you do and who it's for. What is it that you specialize in? And who is it that's looking for that specialty? So it could be I help blank with blank, or I serve blank with blank. Okay, so for example, maybe in the name field you have Colorado adventure elopement photographer. So in your bio, you might have helping couples choose adventure over tradition on their wedding day. Maybe you have Nashville maternity and newborn photographer. Okay, that's your name field. And in your bio, you might say, serving extraordinary women looking to document the precious moments of new life. All right. So for me, I literally have my name field And then I have for non-traditional souls. I'm an alternative photographer. That niche is extremely popular in the UK. Here in the States, it's much lesser known unless a client is of that particular or identifies with that particular subculture. People really seem to be a little confused about what that is. But when I put for non-traditional souls, people know immediately if I'm for them or not. Vendors, florists, bakers who may want to partner with me or work with me for my styled shoots or with weddings and my clients, they may not understand what alternative photographer is unless they are in that niche themselves, but they can surely understand for non-traditional souls. So that's how I communicate my niche to my audience, okay? You need to get beyond capturing timeless portraits, capturing this, capturing that. You need to get specific, okay? Any questions so far? I can see some of you guys here, but you're not talking to me today. All right, let's keep going. The next thing you need to do to optimize your bio is include a fun fact or an authority builder. Okay, so I include a connection point that says probably eating a grilled cheese. Why? Because people can relate to love of food, so it therefore makes me relatable right off the bat. And I do love grilled cheese. Food is just a relatable topic that brings you down to earth and helps connect you with people, so I use that. Yours might say published photographer, cat lover, Star Wars nerd, winner of the 2022 XYZ award. Okay, so something that's either a fun fact that makes you memorable, or something that sets you up as an authority in your field, a professional, experienced professional that someone would love to book. All right. The next way to optimize your bio is include a compelling call to action. All right. A call to action tells someone what to do next. We also call it a CTA. So a CTA gives the next step. You've invited them on your journey, but be careful to not lead them down a dead-end street. All right. So a call to action can typically be found at the bottom of your bio, and it may say book here or inquire or book your mini session. All right. Now you want to make sure that you're including links so that when you give someone a call to action, they know where to take that step, where to land their foot. All right. So you need to make sure you're putting a link where your audience can follow through. So personally, I have a link on my bio that leads my followers to a hidden page on my website that acts as a landing page for my Instagram audience. All right. It leads traffic to my website, but also gives them access to multiple pieces of information about my business they might be interested in. So with my link, you'll find tabs with information for both photographers and clients alike, where they can quickly find what they're looking for. You can also use websites like Linktree. Linktree is someone that allows you to use basically a landing page that's not on your website, where you can also drive traffic to multiple tabs so they have a choice versus using the one singular link that Instagram allows. Personally, because I like to drive people to my actual website versus another person's website, I would much rather make the hidden landing page on my own website. So that's something that I highly recommend. But there's nothing wrong if you wanted to use something like Linktree. Okay. So the second way you can grow your following and your bookings on Instagram without having to post is to network within the platform. I think this is something that people spend the least amount of time doing, and it's just simply overlooked because we're so focused on posting. Networking on Instagram is a lesser known strategy that can unlock serious engagement. Okay, so I want you guys to think of Instagram as a networking event for photographers, a place where you can meet others in your industry you didn't even know existed, a place where you can introduce yourself, make new connections, and possibly drum up some business. We always think about ways to help people more readily find us on Instagram, but we don't often think of how we can show up and introduce ourselves in places we might not otherwise be found. All right, so let's talk about following with purpose. When I follow someone on Instagram, it's always for one of three reasons. It's either their account inspires me in some way, I want to network with them, or they might be a client I want to connect with. Okay, remember, Instagram is about building relationships. That takes precedent over follow numbers and likes. Trust me, because it's the relationships that lead to follow numbers and likes. All right, it's not the other way around. So when I follow someone, I generally look at their feed and I will pick 2 to 3 posts to click the heart button on and one I will comment on. Why? Because there's a person behind that account and I want to acknowledge that. Slapping a bunch of hearts on a bunch of posts for attention has an intent that is very obvious. And most people do that. By being genuinely interested beyond a simple follow or an onslaught of hearts to gain attention, you're going to actually stand out in a very positive way. I don't know about you guys, but the last thing I will do is follow someone if they're just dumping hearts for attention on my account with no comment, no follow. It's lazy. It's clearly all for them. They're hoping that I will follow their account. They are not interested in me for any more than that follow. We are constantly hoping people will engage on our posts, but we don't take the time to engage ourselves. Teach people how you want to be treated. Follow with genuine interest or don't follow at all. Okay? Any comments or questions on that? I am not used to you guys being so quiet, so I'm wondering if Facebook is being dirty to me again. All right. Okay, so search hashtags for accounts that you want to connect with, partner with, or have audiences that are aligned with yours. So for example, maybe you're a luxury photographer, okay, and you specialize in maternity and newborn photography. You might find a local high-end boutique that caters to the specific clients you're looking for. Just like wedding photographers that follow and partner with vendors in their niche like florists, bakers, and the like, you can follow and potentially partner with vendors related to your specific niche. Following, genuinely supporting, and being active on these pages can lead to new clients and opportunities. Also, it exposes you to their audience who very well might be looking for someone like you. Start thinking about where your potential clients are hanging out on Instagram. Start thinking about businesses that can mutually benefit from a relationship with you. So let's talk about commenting with purpose. We know it's important to get people to engage and comment on our posts, but it's also important that we're out there commenting too. But Instagram can be a time suck if we're not careful. So we want to be intentional and have a purpose when we're commenting. So let's talk about some ways that we can comment with purpose that will drive engagement to grow your following and your bookings, all right? First, respond to comments to your posts. If you are not taking the time to respond to those that take the time to engage with you, you're missing out on furthering the relationships you're trying to build in the first place, okay? If you have a larger account, this can be challenging, but I encourage you to make a point to specifically acknowledge comments on your post and continue the conversation. Otherwise, it's kind of like saying, hey, how's your day going? And they answer, and instead of you saying, that's awesome, or, oh, really, tell me more about that, you just walk away. Awkward, right? So if you're inviting someone to a conversation, then converse. Converse, right? Let's talk about commenting on your followers' posts. You should also be making a point to comment on the posts of your followers, even if you don't follow them, okay? But if you do follow them, you especially should take the time to comment. Now, depending on the size of your account, again, this can be a challenge, so I encourage you to set some time aside regularly to engage on the platform. So again, we ask others to engage with us, so let's set the example, right? Comment regularly, genuinely, and you're gonna stay top of mind with your audience. Staying top of mind is what brings things like referrals and more interactions to your account. The more you're active outside of your actual posts, the more people will remember you, like you, refer you, and book with you, all right? So let's talk about comments on accounts with similar audiences to yours. Leaving genuine comments on accounts your audience is active on can introduce you to eyes that may otherwise not know you even existed, okay? So for example, maybe you are an offbeat wedding photographer and your clients love theme parks like Disney and Universal. There are so many theme park related Instagram accounts that you could be interacting with that would put you in front of so many eyes, in front of the eyes of your target audience. So from crafters who make Mickey ears to Disney vacation planners, your comment on their page, on their accounts, could simply be a tip to maximize your time at the parks that provides value. And that alone could send multiple visits to your account. All right. Just simply interacting by commenting, responding to a comment, or putting a heart next to a comment someone posted on an account is a way to say, hello, maybe you haven't heard of me, but maybe you might want to come over to my profile and check it out too. All right? Marketing doesn't have to be slimy or salesy, guys. It's all about building relationships. So be genuine, be active, and you'll grow your following and increase your bookings. Comment with more than 4 words. The algorithm loves conversation. So make a point to comment with 4 or more words whenever possible, whether it's a response to a comment on your own post or if you're commenting on someone else's. Oftentimes, this leads to an additional comment or a small conversation in the post, and the algorithm loves that. It will throw that particular post in front of more eyes because of it, meaning you're getting in front of more potential new followers and clients. All right. Also, this is a great way to teach your audience how to converse with you and get them beyond the one-word comments that aren't the most favored by the algorithm. All right. Again, any questions or comments before I go on? All right. Responding to stories in your DMs. Guys, more and more of us are using stories every day, right? And we look at these things, but how often are you actually commenting on them? How often are you missing an opportunity to interact, engage, and build a bigger relationship with the people that you are following or people that you aren't even following? All right. You can see a post someone puts and you can just simply send a message. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Or maybe a florist posts an amazing arch piece and you say, that is gorgeous. I've got to tell my clients about you. When someone posts a story, they've invited you on their journey, and just like us, they are happy that someone cares enough about what they're posting to actually comment. Insta Story DM responses introduce you, they keep you top of mind, and they connect you to others. This is another way of relationship building that leads to more bookings as well as followings, all without having to post. All right. Relationships are a huge factor in how Instagram ranks you and shows you in the algorithm. So even though quality and consistent content matters greatly, so does optimizing your account and interacting outside of your actual posts. Continuing to build relationships even when you're not posting is a huge part of growing your business without posting any new content. You can further your engagement and bookings on Instagram simply with the strategies that I shared today. So this may feel like it's a lot, and if it does, I've got great news for you. We can't be everywhere all the time. So don't give yourself any added pressure that you've got to be on the app all day long interacting to increase engagement beyond your posts. You can simply set aside 5 to maybe up to 20 minutes a day, whatever feels right for you and your business, to engage on the platform. I guarantee you 5 to 20 minutes a day is less than you spend mindlessly scrolling. I guarantee it. It's not that much effort. And just spending a few minutes a day to grow your relationships on Instagram will create an impactful marketing result that will grow your followings and your bookings. Guys, do you have any questions? That was pretty simple, isn't it? You don't have to do as much as you think to be able to get more engagement, to get more followers, and to get more bookings off of Instagram. So if I don't have any questions or comments, I just want to remind you guys, the Instant Engagement Bundle in the Photographer Shop is now live. It contains the 90-day content planner, the 30 Instagram story prompts for introverted photographers like me who don't always want to have to show up with their face in the stories, 30 engaging calls to action, and tons of bonuses. So again, you can grab these individually or grab the bundle and save more. The launch special is available through Sunday, June 12th at 11:59 p.m. Okay, so if you're part of the email list, you need to check your inbox because there is a savings code in there that's going to give you savings on top of the launch special prices. All right, so I'm going to post the shop link below. But if I don't have any questions or comments, I'm going to say adieu and wish you guys an amazing day, and I will talk to you live next week.